joined us in chat a little bit early. No, Little Daddy 391. No. You're right. It's not Thursday, but we're on anyway. And Kristen and Little Daddy and Smoking 559, Chaos Art, and John, all of you guys are in for a treat tonight. I promise you. We also have the Sith Lord back tonight. And just so you guys are aware, Emery and I are getting serenaded over here. So if I bust out laughing, now you guys know why. And Jimmy Harmon, hey, how you doing? And Aaron, yes, Scott was singing. No, I personally think he is just trying to see how long I can go without laughing. And it's the Coulters. Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna be very, very clear. It's not Scott's ability to sing that's in question. It's the song he picked. It is the cheesiest. It's one of the cheesiest songs ever. And ABO, I'm glad you have your apple juice ready. Although, yeah, some of that's probably going to come out of your nose as soon as you get a load of us tonight. Jimmy, no. Thankfully, it's not the party song. It,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the Podcast. That's right. Give it up. The Podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity. Leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me this evening, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. Give it up for Belle. You know what? We're gonna all give it up for her again. Giving it up for Belle. Belle, we're pulling you in. How are we doing this evening? And I love the costume.
Well, I'm going to be dying laughing if you keep this up.
I'm just asking, what kind of message are we sending here? Look, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo. No longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, needless to say, it's the time of the season for costumes and candy corn. We thought we would embrace it. I got an email recently, and I've been told that our program, although good, is getting stale. Well, sir, how you like me now is what I'm saying. Am I still the Mr. Clean of crypto? Shock value, sir. That is what we are going for on this one. Shock value and tough love. The shock value is clearly, well, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing sunglasses. And I am sad to say that I was a teenager of the 80s. So this, at one time, was my everyday look. I had hair, baby, a lot of it, and a child's face that didn't allow me to buy alcohol uncarded until I turned almost 40. I could still buy smokes, though. They never carded those. Nobody cared. However, I was also an 80s child of chemicals, and I will admit that I dabbled from time to time. The 80s were great, and I think we need that kind of morally casual attitude back. Boys that looked like girls, girls who had hair making them 9 inches taller, mini skirts, polka dots, and everyone knew who Poison was. Good times. Oh, and Rat. Remember Rat? Remember hair bands? There was so much testosterone and estrogen floating around during those live shows. It's amazing that they could play music at all. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Members Berry Deluxe here, right here. I'm trying to ease my way into a slight spanking for some of the AMP community because I drifted over to the Reddit and I skimmed it a bit. There is a lot of negativity floating around that Reddit now. Negativity and I don't even know what you could call it, false hope. Oh, and apparently everyone's an expert now, which would explain why you never see the podcast anymore there. They don't need me. You know, it's probably for the best. I've said my piece on AMP, and although I like to revisit it philosophically from time to time, until or unless there is some big news, I'm not seeing the point. Folks have their minds made up, and nothing is going to change them now. It started, we're going to take a trip down memory lane because I love to do this. It started with the flatness. Let us all, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, come on, guys, take your member berries and think about what happened pre-Bitcoin. Pre-Coinbase, sorry. The mood was so happy in the AMP community that it was a meme haven. Can't wait to the moon any day now. How can everyone not see this? And then it happened. Coinbase. The bells were ringing in the church square. Children were dancing around the maypole, and it happened. What we've all been waiting for. It pumped. Not only did it pump, it 2x'd 12 cents. You guys remember that? My God, man. 12 cents. When is the Lambo? Folks were stepping all over themselves, extolling the virtue of AMP, and the day has finally arrived. Now, for me, for the podcast, for Scott from the podcast, I was shorting the hell out of it. Absolutely. Not because I don't love AMP. I believe in AMP like I believe in no other token, and I make lots of trades every day. But I don't believe in those trades. I just believe in the mood of the market and taking what it will give me. If it will give me 15% on Cartesi, I will take 15% on Cartesi and forget it ever happened as soon as I sell it. Zero emotion. This is my low, this is my high, this is when I'm out, period. I do this all day sometimes. And when a token is wildly overvalued and I own a lot of it, I won't own it for long. It's nothing personal. It's not a betrayal. The underlying principles of AMP haven't changed. It is simply that it is a use case product that has no meaningful use at this time. We can continue to play semantics. I'm pretty good at it. But I have been talking up AMP for months, and I haven't said anything that I don't truly believe. AMP is not Flexa. But Flexa is the largest entity using AMP, and let's be honest, it's not using it much. Now, I get it, all right? Partnerships. Who knows it better than me? Who knows these partnerships better than the podcasts? I report deeply on every single one. I talk about what the new partner did, what they do, and what they can do. I look for the smallest crevice of AMP usage and I wargame the hell out of it. But it all comes down to a simple fact that people just cannot seem to accept. Its value is based on crypto spends. Its usage is not payment processing. Its usage is crypto payment processing. And that is a far cry from fiat. Less than 16% of the entire world owns crypto. And of that 16%, half of it is controlled by the top 3%. That leaves the scraps, all the rest of it, for us. Now, I cannot say what that 3% is doing or is going to do with that crypto, but they are not buying Dunkin' Donuts with it. That's just my guess. 84% of the world does not own crypto, have no idea how it works, and they probably don't care. And when and if they do come on board, their first inclination is not going to be using Ethereum to buy nails at Lowe's Hardware. There will absolutely be a learning curve as they figure out the difference between a coin and a token, what a use case is, how blockchain works. What I'm getting at is that AMP is not just a long row to hoe. It is an insanely long row to hoe. It is completely over the horizon. But I want to get back to the all-time high because it was fun. It was exciting. It was passionate. And I made a bunch of money. Over the next month or so, after that 11.7 to 12 cents, depending on which exchange you were looking at, there was a steady decline in both value and volume. The bump was purely speculative. Now, I did several videos during that time talking about it. Never got so much hate email as I got from those videos. I don't get it. I don't understand it. The concept is beyond me. That's what they said. Sure, I'll entertain that. Yet the price continues to decline because it's speculative, and a speculative bump will not sustain. It cannot sustain without an outside influence. The shine will always wear off the rose. We see it every single day. But because it happened in a token we all know and love, this one will. This pump, this speculative pump will sustain. Now, did it? Nope. Not a chance. The price is right there. AMP is a fantastic product, but it is a product built for a purpose that doesn't really exist yet. How many people would like to invest in a blockbuster video brick and mortar store? Hands. Anybody? No? My goodness, why not? Because nobody rents VCR tapes anymore and very few people rent DVDs. The tech has moved on, and I can watch Battlefield Earth on my phone now. That was a dreadful movie, by the way. I just have to mention that. It was simply awful. My saving grace to watching that turd was that I was watching it behind my Orchid VPN, so nobody on the planet knows that I saw it. Well, up until now. Up until now that I admit it on a live stream. But I digress. Guys, look, AMP is blockbuster video right now. It is a product built for a market that doesn't exist. Not yet. Not yet. Will it in the future? I have millions of AMP. It will happen through sheer force of will if I have to do it myself. But it's not there yet, and it won't be for years. You need to come to terms with that. AMP might bump. And it probably will, but it won't sustain. Page 9 of the AMP white paper. I'm just saying. However, there's no reason to stop buying AMP. None whatsoever. Just stop buying it with your own money. I bought $8,000 worth of AMP today. Yep. And you know what I bought it with? New Cipher. I bought it with New Cipher and NKN and Cody and XYO, Jasmy, Loop Ring. These are what you should be using to buy your AMP. Exactly like that. And I get it. I do, man. Look, trading can be tough. Guessing and missing, it's tough. YouTube will steer you wrong a lot more than it will steer you right, but like crypto. There are diamonds in the rough channels all over the place that will give you good advice, sound advice. If you don't want to research the cryptos, please research the channels. I am literally begging you, Empire, please embrace that there might be a better way of doing business. Every time I see a post, and I get a lot of them on my very own comments, about folks selling all of their AMP and moving on to different projects, it breaks my heart a little bit. It really does crush me. Not because they did it. It's your money, babe, and you do you. I will never have the type of ego that makes me think I know better than you. It breaks my heart a bit because every lick of information that you would need to hold both the product you bought and the product you used to have, it is sitting right here. Honestly, if you want to see some good ideas, and you know what, this is a blanket pitch. I never do this. I'll do it here. Join the podcast Discord. We have a little game going on right now, the $50 a day game. That's it. The goal is simple. Make a $50 profit on a short sell. We started that this morning. The average time it took for those profits to be realized by those that were playing was about 15 minutes, thereabouts. Look, I don't know who's looking tonight, man. Is anybody in chat here tonight from the Discord that was playing? Because, you know what? It could be fuzzy for me. How long did it take? It's not about the money. It has nothing to do with the money. It's about breaking free of the hold on for dear life mentality that is simply choking opportunity. It's the emotion, the fear, the doubt, the air quotes, I'm not smart enough to do that. It's about taking all of those things, locking them away, and using pure logic to spot a value, capitalize on it, and forget that it ever happened. These $50 gains become exponential as the month wears on, and I have zero doubt that the folks who are playing right now will be $1,500 wealthier at the end of the month. There was one bad call on the Discord today. It wasn't me, man. It was everybody else. I did my thing. But there was one that didn't make it. And what do you think was their crypto call, Bell? What do you think it was? I cannot hear you. You are muted. It wasn't me. You guys remember Eli? And I started and I did the first 30 seconds and I didn't have any volume. Do you guys remember that? Belle just did it. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. I
okay? Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I'm
We
not
had one
muted
call.
anymore.
We had one call that didn't make the $50. What do you think that crypto was?
Oh, um, oh God, I don't know. And I could cheat and look at the Discord, but I don't want to cheat.
The crypto that didn't make it was AMP. That was the one that didn't
Of
make the
course.
$50 profit. It was AMP. Look, nobody here is trying to tell you how to spend your money. All right. I make it very clear that whatever I do, this is not financial advice. It is just what I'm doing. But ultimately, what I'm doing is growing my AMP bags and VChain and scale. I'm sorry. I'm not growing my scale anymore. If you guys were watching yesterday, that one pumped. And it pumped well, so I sold all of it, 50%. I'll take that. But I will be back in at 31 cents because scale is excellent, great level 2 with much potential, but I like it at 31 cents at this time. But those profits, they go into my longs. They all go into my longs, and I can't tell you how much I spent on them or what the price was when I bought. It doesn't matter. It was other people's money, so it doesn't matter. AMP is going to do what it was designed to do, and it is going to slowly and steadily grow. Absolutely. I could start naming countries right now, but I think I've made my point on that. All I am suggesting to you, if you aren't, is give the pragmatic investment strategy a try and see how you feel about your AMP when it's not your money buying it any longer. It is now a store of not just wealth, but a future store of a lot of wealth. But investing, it takes courage, it takes discipline. You are crypto people. I'm assuming everybody, if I have anybody left after that little rant, but I'm assuming that you guys are crypto people. And if you are, I just beg you to take advantage of this market. I don't even have to look at the clock to know that I ran long bell. I am so sorry about that, folks, but honestly, I had to get that out. If you don't know how to do it, what to look for, again, join the Discord. There are a lot of very informed voices on there, and it doesn't cost you a thing. We aren't asking for anything. Nothing. We don't want your money. We just want to build a monster group of traders that realizes that AMP is the future of finance and that they are going to roll their profits into it. That is good for you. It's good for me. It is good for all of us. All right, then, Belle. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations that I can address? I would like to keep this AMP focused tonight, if we can. But we're going to take any and all questions as we always do. Just tonight, AMP gets priority. Belle, I really need some booze, but do we got anything that I can address right now?
All right. So Rito RE flat out chimed in and said, "You're the crypto Chong now, like Cheech and Chong."
That is excellent. And it's got to be somebody about my age if they know who Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong were. I remember watching those movies when I was about 8 damn years old. Yeah, I I love Tommy, man. That's a guy. I don't look at man. Tommy Chong is a guy that just doesn't give a damn what you think about him. He doesn't care. I would love to have that kind of disconnect from the rest of the human species. He does his thing, doesn't care what you think, and just carries on. That is fantastic. All right, so I'll be Tommy Chong tonight. Belle, what else we got?
Oh, wait a minute. But the Coulter family chimed in.
Yeah.
They called you the Klingon John Travolta. Yeah.
The Klingon John Travolta.
Yes.
Boy, I got nothing for that one. I have nothing for that one. By the way, folks, I don't know if I mentioned it, but we do have Emery on tonight. So I'm going to pose some tax questions for him this evening because I made a bunch of money this weekend. I mean, I I've never been as pure liquid as I am right now. Almost everything that I have is sitting in cash. And I mean, everything came in. Everything. So yeah, I don't really know what to do with that. I do got a hunch though that a lot of my Discord is very, very excited because polymath is finally moving up a little bit. So I clearly I'm not looking at the Discord, but I could probably feel the emotion coming out coming out of there. That thing moved and it moved big. So yay for everybody. All right. So if we have nothing else, look guys, we have nothing else scripted for this evening. I'm going to talk AMP to death. And if you don't have any questions about it, I promise you I'm just going to stay purely philosophical. I might even go allegory of the cave. I might even go that direction. Actually, you know, you can make an interesting comparison between a lot of the tribalists, the crypto tribalists, and the allegory of the cave. So I might, you know, there's no way I'm going to explain that tonight. If you're not familiar with it, please read Plato's Republic. It's all in there. I like to think I'm a well-read person. All right, so if we got nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, please give me 60 seconds. Let me get this hair off because, man, this... I haven't had hair. I haven't had hair on my head for 10 years, and this is just really, really weird. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the nature of Halloween.
Oh, hey, you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is that a little shocking seeing it go from hair to this? And let's see, we got a very special comment from Brandon. Why don't you take care of that, Belle?
Oh, so Brandon apparently does not like the look of what we're doing tonight to change things up for the show. Hey, dude, keep in mind, it's just before Halloween. Are you kidding me?
I really don't care. It's a hidden comment, man. I'm not going to show up, but we will go ahead and help Brandon off and get him off the stream. Thank you very much, Belle. So, yeah, we've, guys, look, man. We've been begging, we've been pleading, we've been doing everything that we can to try to get more folks over on board into the, not the day trader. All right, not that. I'm never ever going to advocate for that. I've done day trading a lot, and let me tell you, there is no more difficult way to earn an easy living. I mean, you are sweating 1%, 2%, 3% because it matters. We are micro transacting. I mean, we are looking for 1 or 2%. Because if you do the 1 or 2% and you do it 300 times in a single day, man, it comes out to a lot of money. I'm not advocating for that at all. I am advocating for you to use some of your capital and other opportunities and use the profit from those opportunities to buy your AMP. That's what I've been doing. I haven't spent a single penny of my own money on AMP in months, but my bags go up and up and up. I haven't changed my mind at all. AMP is, I'm sorry, AMP is one of the finest products that I think, the best idea that I've seen that will actually challenge, hands down challenge the status quo, and that's what this is about. All right, it's not about processing crypto. I've never believed it was about processing crypto. I'm well on record saying that I don't think it's about processing crypto. That's what they're doing now. But I believe that processing crypto is proof of concept, period. There is no market for it right now. I don't care how many partnerships we drum up. I don't believe that it's about processing crypto. I believe that it is about slipping into fiat. Now, when we consider the international implications and what's going on now. When you look at El Salvador and soon to be Ukraine, Panama, Brazil, hell, Russia, Putin is up there saying, "Yep, I can definitely see a use for this." When you consider the implications of all of these things, we might have something to talk about. But it is going to take volume, big volume. It's going to take a fundamental shift in the entire concept of currency for the planet to make something like this happen. And I don't believe that that has been the intention. I think they're doing it. They're setting it. And you notice that I preface all of this with I think. All right, this is opinion, guys, purely opinion. We're an opinion editorial channel. But regardless of what my opinion is, I continue to accumulate AMP because whatever it manifests into, I will be there for it. I will be there for it with freaking bells on. I will still be doing an AMP channel. And not an AMP pump channel, not an AMP 5,000% to the moon when Lambo channel. I will continue to do a philosophical use case war game AMP channel because I see the potential in all of this, every single bit of it. I don't think that there's any such thing as a bad AMP purchase. All right, there is no such thing as liquidity being pulled from the open market and staked or held or just removed from it. I don't think there's any such thing as that. I love every single buy. I will sit there and stare at a dead order book with 9,000 or so AMP going up or down, and I will stare at it for hours. No movement, no action, no emotion, no anything. Because every time I see a buy and it's not followed up by a big sell, I'm happy about it. Because I like to believe that somebody like me, somebody like Bell, somebody like Emery, somebody like anybody in our audience bought AMP. I don't care. All right, if you were watching this stream like old Brandon was and you have no interest in AMP, I don't care. All right, because I'm not doing it for you. I am not going to get anybody on board AMP. With this channel and the way I do it, I am not going to get anybody on board AMP. If they wanted it, they already bought it. And if they didn't, there's nothing you're going to be able to say to change their mind. They will chase pumps. They will do it all day. And they will be surprised when they end up dead broke because they bought ACH at 18 cents. And they are surprised over and over and over. I dine on this. All right, when I say I am buying with other people's money, it's that guy. It is the speculator who knew damn good and well that he was right, but had no idea what he was buying. It is his tears. You know what? I wish this was the member stream, guys, so I could really go off, but it's not the member stream, all right? I have to maintain because I was going to go into, lubrication and so forth, so we'll take a pass on that one. I don't want to demonetize. But it is that very mentality that allows me to continue to buy AMP. What I'm saying is I hope you do too. All right. I've gotten the emails, man. I've gotten the comments. It seems like as soon as I talk about anything else, AMP people will just simply not watch. They will simply not watch as if I am somehow betraying them. I'm not betraying you, babe. I'm trying to help. That's all it is, man. If you continue to pour money into AMP, I think it's fantastic. But I'm suggesting that there might be a way to pour money into AMP that doesn't belong to you. That's where we are. Emery, you've been awful quiet tonight. Is there anything that you want to add to this little discussion? I notice you're the only one that's not in costume.
I didn't even know there was a costume test.
You didn't get the memo? I texted you. I said put on the he's got a Darth Vader thing. I thought it'd been perfect.
You know I need at least an hour to put that on.
By the way, everybody's missed you here, dude. I continue to get comments. Where's Emery? Where's Emery? Well, here's Emery. Okay, so for the I'm going to preemptively stop some comment. And guys, look, we're open for questions. The whole rest of the show is completely unscripted. We just want to talk to you guys. It's a Monday night. You know we don't do this on Monday night, all right? It is effectively a victory lap for us, but we'd still love to hear from you guys. So the tax implications, we always continue to get banged and banged and banged on the tax implications. You know I short. You know this is how I make my money. You know how this is how I make my profits that I load into AMP. I am a long-time investor, absolutely. But I have no problem resetting my clock on AMP every single time because it's not going anywhere, all right? It's not going anywhere, and I have no intention of selling it. Unless that thing goes to 15 cents tomorrow, I'm not shorting AMP anymore. I have no interest in it. I cannot even tell you, out of the total AMP that I own, how much I actually paid for. I have no idea. But I short, and I aggressively short. I will take 10%, 12%, 15%, and I will do it all day, because there comes a time when that's money, and that it's no longer simply a percentage, that it's money now. And I need this money to buy my AMP. So I ask you, Emery, because total combined out of everything that I did this weekend, in between New Cypher, which was just a monster hit, and New Kind of Network, everything came in. Everything came in for me. So I was up about 800%. Now, I will ask you, as my tax guy, what is my obligation on that 800% profit? I'm leaving it right there. What percentage of that 800% profit am I going to have to pay to the IRS?
That kind of depends on how much he actually made.
Are you asking for the physical number? I'm not going to say that, man. I'm not going to say that. Why don't I give you my social security number at the same time? Look,
just as a guess, for
yes.
that 800%, I would probably set aside anywhere from 5 to 10%.
5 to 10% of 800%. That's what you're saying.
That's what I would put away, just in case.
Okay. So using that, is it not profitable for me to do what I did, or would have been more profitable for me to hold it and watch as it's all dropped today and yesterday and today? Watch as that 500% became 200%. Is it not more profitable for me to realize that 300% and just pay 20% taxes on it?
Yeah, that would generally be way more profitable. I agree.
Yes. So that's what I've been getting at, because I'm going to get the comments, I'm going to get the emails, and I absolutely know it. Because everyone comes up and they do listen to their tax people that say you don't pay taxes until you sell. But I'm going to come back and say you also don't make those big profits until you sell. And there is no harm in realizing profits. That's what I've been trying to get across. Emery, where am I off base here? I have to be off base because I seem to be at odds with the bulk of the crypto community.
I think what a lot of people are afraid of is the tax part, and that's only a scary piece if you don't plan for it. So a lot of people will spend more money in tax workarounds and stuff than they actually will pay in taxes. It's kind of a weird phenomenon.
Oh, here's a weird one. That's something that can only really be accomplished in crypto. Let's say that I set aside 20% of my total gains. Of my total profit, I set aside 20%. You and I agree that's probably a fair number, right? That's a ballpark. Okay. So what if I put that 20% into something like DAI and collect 9% on top of that?
Yeah, that's a good way to hedge whatever you might owe. So that's a pretty common strategy.
It is a very common strategy, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to point out again that Emery is a licensed tax guy. All right. He cannot give you false information. He has to give you information that is to the absolute best of his ability. He cannot give you false information because if he does, he can lose his license. So when he is saying something, I would say write it down. So you can literally hedge your gains by putting it in stable coins and waiting out the end of the year. Look, we might not like stable coins, but I cannot personally think of a better place to put your tax money than in stable coins and sit there and collect 9% on top of it. So here's why I asked that, Emery. If I'm obligated to pay 20% and I have that set aside and I sell exactly 20% of my stable coins to settle that tax bill, do I also have to account for the 9% that I did not sell?
Nope.
No. Oh my, how can that be? How could that possibly be if I'm collecting interest on what I set aside to pay my tax bill? That can't be right. Emery, help me out. What am I missing here? Obviously, guys, this is pure sarcasm. I am well aware that it was Emery that told me to do it. All right. He's not only a tax man, but he's a very educated tax man, and he's going to do what is in your best interest as well. So I'm sorry, man. I just think that I think that just cannibalizes a great deal of that argument because not only are you going to pay your tax bill as you're supposed to, but you're only paying your tax bill on profits, and you are literally earning money on what you're about to give the IRS to settle it up, to square it up, to make them go away, to get them out of your business. I am not seeing a downside here. Of course, the downside would be that you did nothing. You took no action, and the money's sitting there, and you don't owe the IRS a thing. That is also very, very good. It's a good strategy, and I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. It's your money. You do you. I would just prefer to realize 800% of profit and deal with the blowback on the other side.
Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Yeah,
Emery, where am I wrong here, man? Come on, take it away.
That's a
This is
pretty good
kind of
strategy.
your thing. It's
something that you have to, and as you say repeatedly, you don't get any money unless you sell it. So realizing those profits is better than just letting it sit there without getting any kind of gain from it. The taxes are just an after fact. That's just the cost of doing business for your crypto. And if you don't sell it, you don't gain anything. So it's just kind of sitting there, not doing much for you.
Is all we're trying to say here, man. So I'm sorry, Ben, but we are setting up the wickets and knocking them down as we're setting them up. I begging you guys, man. This is such even bearish, even when it's bear. This thing, there is just so much opportunity here, man, and I am beseeching you, please explore it. If you don't know how, Podcast Discord, man, we'll tell you. It's not me, man. I'm not the only one that talks on there, all right? There is a lot of brain power, and it doesn't cost you anything. That's kind of the fun thing. I've never really done this. I don't know if you guys have been watching us for months and months, but I've never really pitched like the Discord or anything like that. I might mention it in passing, but there has been so much good information that has been passed back and forth on there. It's gotten to a comfort level that we're actually fighting on the Discord. I like Theta. I don't like Theta. I like AMP because of this. I don't like AMP because of this. It opens your eyes, man. It makes you think outside the box. Because one of the things that hangs up a lot of crypto people, aside from tribalism, is tunnel vision. Is that you see it, you believe it, and you just refuse to change your mind. I don't know if that's a result of a polarized society or not, but it literally insulates you from good information that might be on the other side. I haven't even gotten into the ETFs. Emery, did you know that ETFs are legal for crypto now, that they are starting to roll out?
Yeah, that's something that's going to be new and kind of exciting, but also dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Why would it be dangerous, Emery? This is really your wheelhouse. Now, I've done 2 videos on this where I've already talked about this. I only see negative in it. I see positive in the fact that there's a lot of visibility. There's a lot of legacy money that is going to be pouring in and so forth and so on. But I equate this to gold futures. Where am I wrong here? Because they are the same thing, not effectively the same thing. They are exactly the same thing. So please tell me where I'm wrong here. Emery, take it away. I know you know ETFs.
Yeah, so the fractionalization of the coins can be kind of dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're looking for in buying. You can buy them in big bundles, kind of like an index, if you will. And some people have a little bit of backwards thinking. They'll buy an ETF bundle first and then wonder if it was a good idea.
yeah. And that's the funny thing, man, because America gives you an out on that. All right, you do not have to wait for this thing to mature to either buy it. You can get out of your ETF. You can sell it. In the UK, you're stuck with it. All right, you are going to honor that contract. In the US, they give you an out, but in the UK, they don't. Now, I haven't done any research, but I imagine, I hope you will after we've discussed this, Emery, if there are ETFs in the UK market, because the SEC has no control over that. So I'm wondering if the UK has embraced the ETFs the way that America has. It was not 5 minutes after the first one was announced that I think it was Valkyrie. Valkyrie filed that 8A. So they're going to spin one up. I mean, this is going to snowball. I can't predict this, and this is a problem for me. I tend to follow the mood of the market. I understand what's going on because I understand the rules. All right, paper Bitcoin is going to change the rules. It's going to change the landscape. And the one thing that we've been able to count on, whether it's been up or down, the one thing that we've been able to count on in the entire crypto market is Bitcoin. Like it or not, man, it is a central pillar, the big one of the entire crypto market, because the entire world knows Bitcoin. Everybody knows it. Whether they are into crypto or not, they've heard of Bitcoin. How many of them have heard of NuCypher? How many of them have heard of Theta? How many of them have heard of AMP? Next to none. But they all know Bitcoin. So, I'm sorry, did you have something you wanted to add, Emery? Did you tisk?
Yeah, it's kind of a shame actually, and the reason is because I'm going to tie this to the ETFs here. A lot of companies very soon are going to start selling ETF bundles of crypto, and they're going to put in things that will really only help themselves. Just be aware for future scams are going to happen with ETFs, because they're effectively the mutual funds of the crypto world. And when you combine that fractionalized banking that we know well in the stocks, it's going to be just as terrible. And people will see, hey, I have a Bitcoin ETF, but guess what it's bundled with? Things that you don't want. That's going to be more important, knowing what's in your ETF bundle or whatever you buy, because when the rest of the world gets on track with the crypto game, they're going to come buy ETF. I can almost guarantee you that.
I promise you're absolutely right. It's like what they did during what they did in 2008, bundling these prime loans with these subprime loans, and they're going to be doing the same thing here. I get it, man. It's just starting with Bitcoin, but it's not going to stay with Bitcoin. All right, as it goes, and the IRS starts to define what crypto is, what isn't, what's a broker, what's not a broker, so forth. Next thing you know, you're going to be invested in Bitcoin and Doge. It will just slap it in there. They will call it. They will just call it a crypto ETF, and you have no damn idea what you're buying. I want to go on record on the podcast right here, right now, that you will see this. All right, it's a slam dunk for the legacy world. These people barely understand crypto. They barely understand it. What they see is a $2.6 trillion market that they don't have their fingers into, that their tendrils are not into, that they are not influencing yet. And you bet almost swore. You can bet your butt that they want to get in it. And I get it that the podcast, we're taking we are not towing the line on the Bitcoin ETFs. I get we're not, because I see it as negative. All right, I do not see this as a positive thing, aside from the visibility, which is excellent. All right, anything that brings, more eyes to the crypto world is a good thing. But the way that they're going about it, I think, is bad. And the fact that there were 8 to 10 8As filed and potential ETFs that were proposed to the SEC, they only approved one. They only approved one at this time. So this particular ETF gets a head start on everybody else. It makes me scratch my head and say, I wonder why. I wonder what happened that they said this one is good, but all the rest of these that we have to take a little bit more looking at. Emery, is this typical? Is this typically what they do?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty typical. It happened. Hell, when ETFs first became real popular, you always see those commercials or whatever, and they'll say, you don't have to be rich to invest like like Warren Buffett or whatever. Here's something that you can, and it's really cheap. It's only $5.
Anybody can get in. You can be an investor. All those, it's like those. Ooh, I almost swore again. I'm sorry, guys. The last one, we just did the member stream on Saturday. By the way, if you're not a podcast member, please be a podcast member. You can really see us hitting the gas on Saturday. But it's like one of those crap infomercials, like the little things you stick in to help you pour the milk. That's what it feels like, and they'll have a handsome man, older guy with a very young wife standing in front of a Lear jet and saying, $35 a month, it got me this jet because I invested in this futures fund. That's what it is. And they're going to suck so much bad money into the market. I'm a little bit concerned. Let me just leave it right there and say that I am a little bit concerned. I would have maybe went a different way. Futures are not spot purchases. All right, they're not even close. They, if it was a good thing, they wouldn't let you do it. That I'm just going to put it right there. Emery, do you got any closing words on ETFs, man? I know we got some questions.
Yeah, just be really careful about the scams that are going to come out in the next couple of years with that. And remember, ETFs with cryptos are not the same as ETF with stocks. I know I've been comparing stocks and cryptos a lot, and they are very much similar. But with ETFs, they're not going to be that way.
No, God, it's going to be bad. All right, Bell, we're about to take a break, but we can take one question before, and then we are going to come back if there are enough questions, because apparently we have not been aggressive enough to generate questions or comments. But Bell, do we got anything? You got anything for Emery?
We actually do have one for Emery from Jimmy Harmon. Do short-term capital gains count 1 year from the time it's purchased, or from January 1st to December 31st from the time it's sold, he means?
Yeah, so it's 1 year from the time. It's a year and a day from the time you sell or otherwise trade a crypto. So it's at the time that you sell it, and that'll determine whether or not it's a short-term or a long-term gain. So 366 days after you sell your crypto is when it becomes a long-term gain or loss.
And what is the difference? I'm going to caveat on that. What is the difference percentage-wise? We just want raw percentage between short-term and long-term.
Yeah, so short term is at your ordinary income rate. So let's say you make enough money to be in the 37% bracket. Any cryptos that you sell short term will be taxed at 37%, your ordinary gain. Long term is called preferential treatment, and if you sell it long term, then depending on your tax bracket, it'll be taxed at 0, 15, or 20%.
All right, so I'm going to pay 37% on all these shorts, dude, because I absolutely smashed it this weekend. That's what you're nodding, dude. You understand that some people just listen to the show, man. They don't actually watch it. I'm not a handsome man. I get it. So, okay, so I'm 37%, which I'm going to cut 9% off from that because I'm going to stick it in dye and just let it mature, and that'll get me down to 28%. Man, I am exceptionally comfortable at 28% of 800%. That's all I'm saying.
And
all right.
That's as of right now, too. The infrastructure bill is thinking about raising that up to 25%.
25. You know what? I'll still take it, man. I'm sorry, dude. These were stupid margins. There's no way I'm going to let that there's no way I'm going to let that die off. I'm just saying. That's me. I'm not telling you. I'm just saying this is what I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take just a very brief 60-second break. We are going to be back with all of your questions, comments, concerns, or observations. If there is something you need to ask, please ask it. We are trying to stay AMP-focused tonight, but we don't have to. We will talk about anything. So with that, we'll
be right back.
All right, boys and girls. Emery was just regaling us with the fact he's been absent for the last couple weeks. I don't know if you've noticed, but he missed it. So yeah, he's happy even though he didn't dress up. Look, man, I love Halloween. I'm a big fan. So there will be different costumes that are going to be coming through. I might be holding a talking head in a pan on Thursday. And if anybody can tell me what movie that's from, you know what? You get a podcast t-shirt. So it's going to be a talking head in a surgical, one of those surgical pans. And I promise you, Belle's going to ship them out this time because she was remiss a couple times, but we're going to fix it. All right, Belle, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations? This is the member show right now.
I'm gonna start with a couple of comments.
They didn't like the hair, did they?
Actually, you've had your comments. It's Emery's turn now.
Okay.
So legit crypto, Emery. And another one from Kristen. Yeah, Emery, you're in costume. You're the shirtless Sith that's wearing a shirt.
That's hardcore,
I've
man.
never followed up on that. Maybe I need to do that this Saturday.
Are you gonna go naked? Are you gonna go out there? Are you like one of those guys?
Maybe topless. I need an incentive though.
Babe, you know what we see on this, so you could not have pants on and nobody'll know. Just ain't gonna happen. I'm not wearing trousers now. That's not true. I'm wearing trousers. All right, Belle, what do you got? You got to have some questions here, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. John Fasano, does anyone in this room know if there's a way to accept Bitcoin for my business? Does Flexa Network have a way for me to start accepting?
Flex is kind of sticking into the coming soon fallacy right now, man. They've promised that SDK for a long, long time, and you can apply for it. It's on their website. It's go to Flexa, and they say click here if you're a merchant and you want to accept it. That SDK rollout has been held up for a long, long time. Now, I don't understand why. I mean, it works. Works on the spend. I mean, it works. So I don't understand what the holdup for this is unless they're trying something else. I've personally always believed, here's wild speculation, guys. I've always personally believed that one of the single best uses of the SDK, the Flexa SDK, would be, think about this for a second, YouTube. How many people would put that, use that on their channel so that they can get tipped in crypto? I would adore that. I'm not asking for your money, guys. I'm not, all right? Look, I'm doing fine. But super chat and all that money goes to Emery, goes to Belle. They give up their time. I'd like to give them a little bit of something. But, I could not think of a better way to get the word, the image of Flexa, the image of AMP in front of 20 billion people a day than implement it onto YouTube. I think it would be wonderful. But, yeah, John, I'm sorry, man. That is the answer. You apply and you hope for you send them an email and you hope for the best. That's all we can get out of that right now. Belle, next question, please.
J Bones grows the 2 Junior. What if we build more donut shops? Amp thing, get me my Lambo, Scott.
I don't think donuts are gonna do it, babe. Look, man, I've given you guys my thoughts on this, and I will continue to give you my thoughts because any video I put out that doesn't say AMP in it doesn't get watched. Now, I get it, man. I'm not interesting. All right, I am not terribly interesting. I have a good mic and a little bit of native ability, but I probably suffer from the same tunnel vision as most people. The only thing that really changes my mind is talking to other crypto people who make a very good point. That's why we like the Discord so much. But I don't think donuts are going to do it, man. I am going to stay firmly in the camp that we were going to do a roadmap video. That would have probably been it. There's an old video that you can find with Tyler, the king, the guy who built it, dreamt it up, and is in charge of it, where he mentioned that they would be integrating traditional legacy financial apps in early 2022. That's what he said. All right, it's up, it's out there, it's posted. I don't remember. Somebody actually sent me a screenshot of that link. I don't remember if it was Legit Crypto or it was New Creature. It was somebody sent me a picture of that link, and it reminded me of the fact that, yes, he did say this. Now, what they say and what they do tends to be a little bit different. They said they would never go international. They said it on this show. Their focus is in the U.S., and yet they're in El Salvador. So what they say and what they do tends to be a little bit different, but I absolutely believe that was a Freudian slip, and that has been their intention all along. I think crypto is proof of concept that it can do a thing, and I believe fiat or CBDCs is what they intend to do. That's my opinion. So, yeah, man, the donut shops are great. I don't think that's going to get you the Lambo. Bell, carry on, please.
All right, Jesus is God. Hey, Scott, I live in New York, so I'm very limited on what crypto I can buy. Can I use OXT to buy crypto not available in New York? And
Yep.
also, can I buy crypto using OXT VPN and not pay taxes?
Well, dude, the taxes is Emery. Please take that one. So what he's saying is, if he makes a crypto purchase and he's sitting behind the Orchid VPN, which is a fantastic product, by the way, guys. Look, I don't care if you buy the token, but I do advocate for you to use the VPN. Man, there is simply nothing better. What he's saying is, if he's completely masked, is he going to pay taxes? That's what he's saying on it. Emery, take it away, and I know what answer you're going to give, but I'll let you say it. Take it away, sir.
Yeah, you're going to pay taxes, sir.
There it is. Nobody likes to hear it, and I certainly don't like to say it, but it is what it is, man. All right, the obligation is still going to be on you. Bell, carry on, please.
Rosa, how do you feel about PlateApp? Think it can become the next Baxi?
That's an interesting one. All right, PlateApp is an interesting one. Now, it's had a lot of action. That's kind of the big thing on a lot of these altcoins is action. If you look at AMP, and we are an AMP channel, so I'm always going to reference AMP. I think AMP did less than, $2 million of volume over the last 24 hours. I mean, it's pitiful. It is absolutely pitiful. They are surpassed by Plant versus Undead. And I know they are because Emery bought Plant versus Undead because that's just hilarious to me. PlateApp gets a lot of action. There's a lot of volume on that. Anytime that you see an alt crypto, lower market cap with a lot of volume, then it can definitely take off. Now, I'm not going to say that that's a long-term. It's not something I would consider a long-term because it's not really the area that I'm interested in. But I could certainly see that one as profitable if you time it right. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not sure if that was specifically what you were asking, but that's the answer that I'm going to give on that. So, Belle, please carry on.
John Park, talking about AMP, what about the managements?
Wow, man. You guys always put me on the you guys always just put the spotlight right on me. That's tough. All right. It's I don't want to speak negatively about anything AMP related. Anytime I speak negatively, and I still get called out for that because I think opinion editorial channel here, guys, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think that a lot of them are doing us a tremendous disservice as stakers. All right. We are the reason that they can continue doing business, not the sole reason. All right. Not at all. I mean, the bulk of AMP and the bulk of the staked AMP is held in about 3 wallets, and it doesn't belong to any one of us. So I'm sure they could happily do business without us as the stakers, as the investors. But they can do that because it's so early. All right, it is still tremendously early for AMP. There's a reason that the staking percentages are so low, man. They are telling you flat out, I think, they're telling you flat out that they don't really need you. 2% is insulting. All right, it is amazingly insulting. You can get 9% from stable coins. So a 2% staking reward is it's not just meager, man. It is a slap right in the face. I would like management. And I understand that they're a small company, where they got like 12, 14 people. I mean, it's a tiny little nub. I would like a roadmap. That's what I want. The only thing that I've been begging for, advocating for, that I continue to push is that you should give us a roadmap. You should have a developer's blog. You should have a management blog. You should have something giving us over information and telling us what you're doing with our money. Now, I buy with OPM, so I'm not as concerned as people who have only solely invested in AMP. But I understand their position because all of their money is in there and it's being put to sleep and they're not receiving any information. Again, I'm not allowed to speak negatively about it. When I speak negatively about it, when I call out the obvious, apparently I'm a pariah. I'm spreading FUD. I'm doing all the things that will drive the price down when I'm actually doing none of these things. I'm asking the questions that you were asking. That's all it is. I think they need to be more aggressive communicating with their community. And if they don't, and if the price stays flat, and if there is no action, they are going to lose that community. The people who are in early, you, me, everybody. I've been in since December. But those of us who are in early are going to leave. And as this gains traction, as it gets implementation, in order for them to take it to where it is supposed to be, they're going to need our money. So I don't think I'm out of the realm saying you need to communicate with us better. That's what I'm saying on that one.
Add something to that.
Yeah, man.
Warren Buffett, who knows a thing or two about investing, he once said he'd rather invest in an A team management and a B team product rather than a B team product, or sorry, B team A team product and a B team management. So it's management makes a big difference.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Warren Buffett, man. What does he know? What does he know? We're not going to base what we do around Warren Buffett because, come on, he doesn't know anything. He pretends he knows stocks. He doesn't know. No, man, he's dead on right. That's really what it is. And I think that they need to be a little bit more forthcoming with the information. It's an early project, and I get that. But crypto moves very, very, very fast. And just based on the comments that I get, the emails that I get, and I get quite a few, and they're from the Empire, and they're saying, what should I do, man? Should I move on? Now, it takes sheer force of will for me to tell them not to sell their AMP when everything inside of me says, if you are going to capitalize on the market as it stands and you need the capital, AMP will be here waiting for you. It takes everything for me not to say that, for the people who are asking me directly. But we might be getting to that point, man. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not spreading FUD. I'm telling you that if you want to continue to build your AMP bags, do it with other people's money. Belle, carry on.
Ivan Bays via Super Chat. Thoughts on a RippleNet and Flexa partnership?
Ooh, Daddy would like that. Daddy would like that. If you want to see AMP pop off overnight, make that happening. Now, these are different products, all right? Ripple and AMP are different products. They're both in the payment space, but what they do and what they process and how they handle it, vastly different. I would see nothing but advantage to a partnership such as that. That's all I'm saying. And honestly, I think it would be a bigger benefit to Ripple than it would to AMP. Just my opinion. Belle, carry on, please.
John Park again. What do you think about GK Software partners with Flexa to support digital currency payments?
Well, I mean, I did a video on that all by itself. All right. I look, you see over there, see GK Software. I don't put anything on that board that I don't believe in. That's my board, by the way. This is what I'm into. I don't put anything up there that I don't absolutely believe in. And I think GK Software was a huge bag for them. But again, man, we're going to get back to one of the fundamentals of this is that everything that they're doing with GK Software, with income, so forth, it all revolves around crypto spends, man. And I do not see the action there yet. And I don't want to be that guy. All right. I don't want to be that guy that spreads, oh, look, what is he saying? I don't want to be that person, man. But I promised when I started this channel that I was only going to say what I believe. And I don't believe that the value is in crypto spends at this time. I don't even think 5 years from now it's going to even be close. Unless a fiat currency, something besides Zimbabwe or Venezuela, just absolutely collapses and that they start embracing crypto spends, I just don't see the action there. And I don't think you're going to see it for years. And when I say years, I mean 5+ years. So unless they aggressively come out with a new partner, like an issuing bank that is going to issue a line of credit that is processed on the Flexa network, which I personally believe that's what sets it off. But unless an issuing bank is going to do something like that, where now this is a direct credit card, yeah, man, I'm not seeing it in crypto spends. Not at this time. It's going to take years and years and years. That's my answer. That's my truth. I know you don't like it, but that's the way I see it. Bell, carry on, please.
All right, I have a spend question from Kristen. In the spend app, can you buy Dunkin' Donuts or just Baskin Robbins? I'm curious about what it's like to use it, and I only see the Baskin Robbins option.
Well, Baskin Robbins is the parent company of all these things. So you know who else they own? And I tried it because I wanted to be sure. They own Arby's. I mean, who knew? Who knew? But they own Arby's. Now, I don't eat at Arby's that much because, it's Arby's. I don't know if you're an Arby's fan. I'm not judging. But aside from the curly fries and the potato cakes, there isn't that much that I really go crazy for.
The mott sticks. The mott sticks.
The mozzarella sticks. Is that the biggie, Emery? Okay. Yeah.
They got rid of the potato cakes.
Did they? That was their best thing, or the potato cakes?
Yeah, exactly. They got rid of them. What were they thinking?
I'm so disappointed. I was enjoying this stream so much, and now you told me they got rid of the potato cakes. Yeah, I'm saying I don't eat at Arby's a lot. But if you pull up that Baskin Robbins and you go to Arby's and you show it to them and you pay with Bitcoin, it'll take it. Just saying. Yeah, the thing that shows up on the Spend app, these are parent companies. So if you go doing some digging and seeing who else has them, that SDK is integrated in all of their businesses. So you can literally spend it at Arby's. You heard it here first on the podcast. Bell, please carry on.
Steve Tolalupe on Osil. Am stocking up on Theta. Is it better short or long term? And thoughts on T-Fuel?
Well, you're kind of hitting into a very personal one for me. I love every single thing about Theta. All right. There's nothing that I don't like about Theta TV, and their roadmap for 2022. This is where you're going to see a lot of changes over there. I will leave you with a single word. All right. T-drop. If you Google Theta T-drop, do some rating and tell me if you start to see what I start to see. And I'm going to leave it right there. Like I said, I love what they're doing. I believe that they are the future of entertainment. They are going to be integrating NFTs. I'm not a fan of NFTs, but I'm a big fan, pragmatic fan of how much people love them. All right. It doesn't matter whether I like them or not. It's a tulip frenzy, in my opinion. But if I can profit on it, I certainly will. Theta. Just, you know what, Theta T-drop, all one word, TDROP. You take a look and you tell me if that doesn't excite you, man. If it doesn't, there's nothing I could say that'll change your mind. Bell, please carry on.
Gustav Smith. I did well with Fetch. Coinbase allowed me to directly convert it to AMP. What will be the tax implications? The conversion included my initial investment and the increase.
Emery, that's you, babe.
Yeah. So sometimes I don't know if Coinbase does. I'm pretty sure it does. It charge you a small conversion fee, but that's not the tax that's being paid. Every time you convert from one coin to another, that's a taxable event, even though it may not say so on the website. And Coinbase will issue you a 1099 at the end of the year. Actually, the beginning of the year, probably somewhere around the end of January, maybe beginning of February, and they'll tell you that you traded one coin for another and tax implications on that. So if there was a gain on that trade, then you'll incur a gain. If there's a loss on that trade, there'll be a loss. So every time you trade one crypto for another, there's a taxable event.
Well, when you're actually, let me pile on to that a little bit. So when you do it for, when you make a conversion like that on Coinbase, it's 1-for-1. So if I'm trading $154 worth of Polygon for $154 worth of Scale, it is a direct conversion of $154. I know what he's asking on that. Are we going to be taxed on the $150 worth of trade, or only the difference between them?
So yes, there will be a tax every single time you trade one coin for another. There's a tax.
But how much is the value? Would it be taxed at $154 conversion? Because we're going from 1 to 1. So before I had $154 worth of Polymath, now I have $154 worth of Scale.
Yeah. So that'll depend on what happens at the end of the year. Say you had coin X at in the middle of the year, and you traded it 1 for 1 at the end of the year. Whatever the difference was in that coin value between the time you sold it and the time you purchased it, there will be a tax on that.
So it's still based on the profit. So if I traded $154 worth of scale for $154 worth of polymath, and at the end of the year the polymath is worth $190, then my tax obligation is going to be 40-something bucks. I mean, the percentage of 40-something dollars.
It's typically negligible for that reason.
Okay, no, that's fine, man. That's a great answer. So that means there
yeah.
is, even though we're trading property for property because it's a like value, there is no tax implication at the time of the trade.
It happened. The tax implication happens exactly at the time of the trade. It's just not realized till the end of the year.
Okay. No. That's fine, man. That's a good answer. That means because I'm going to trade for something that I think is going to go up. So I'm more than happy to pay the taxes on the profits at the end of the year. I'm good with that, and I think that's what he was asking. If I didn't understand it correctly, sir, please elaborate, and we'll dig into it. Bell, what you got? We are running long, so what do you got?
All right, so Richard Harrison, what do you think about CTX Cryptics Finance on Gemini? Low market cap.
You know, it's funny that you said CTX. I made a call out on on the Discord. I saw it right where I saw it at about $27. I saw a lot of I saw profit potential in it. Now I shorted the hell out of it, and I think I made like maybe 8 or 9% on the purchase. But I had loaded in $5,000, so 9% of $5,000, man. There's no complaints for something that I held for about an hour and a half. I think it's shortable. I'm going to put it right there. This is not, look, here's the sign. Look, not financial advice, but I think it's shortable, and I certainly did. Bell, next question, please.
All right, Aaron Hopkins, how do you come up with your entry and exit points for your short-term investments?
A lot of it's experience, a lot of it's guts, a lot of it is that gasoline smell that you get when you're looking at a chart. I'm sure this happens to somebody else, right? And that when you know it's about to go up, you start to smell gasoline. I cannot be the only one that this happens to. But, yeah, when I smell the gasoline, I go ahead and load up on it. Honestly, man, it's experience. It's looking at the market, being able to see. I don't want to say patterns. That's stupid. But over a period of time, when you're actively doing something like this, it's not so much patterns as mood of the market, and you start to feel it out. When you see a tremendous amount of volume on a very low-cap token, man, it does not take a genius to figure out that this thing's going one of two directions. If you go back looking at the last 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours of a token, and you see it thing sliding, and there's just still volume up the butt, go back and blow that thing up. I'm not saying history repeats itself, but I'm saying that it could be an indicator. So that's again, man, that's where the discipline, that's where the courage comes in. Do you this is my point, we're in or out. My little $50, and I set aside $1,000 just to do our $50 challenge that we've been doing right here. And I don't even remember what I called this morning. Rally. Looking at it and looking at the past history of the charts. I'm not a chart guy, because if I was, you'd see them behind me. But based on everything that I saw, the experience and the amount of trades that I made, I saw that thing as being able to move to get it to where I wanted it to be. It's not bragging, but I called it to the penny. I mean, just nailed it. Somebody, K8's fan, he's a guy in our Discord. He was giving me the applause. That's really where it all where it comes down to, man, is just experience doing this, seeing it over and over and over. And it's not that you can predict trends, but you start to get a feel for it. There's a mood of the market. It's a pragmatist thing, man. You start to get a feel, mood of the market, and all that other stuff. You can't just look at what's happening now. You have to look at what happened 5 minutes ago, 5 hours ago, 5 days ago. And when you start to see that, it just gives you that's all I'm going to say on there, is that, this is the right one at the right time. I don't hit them all. All right, nobody hits them all. I don't care what they say on YouTube, man. Nobody nails every single trade. If I nailed every single trade, I would not be doing live streams. All right, if you want the information that I have, you have to pay for the information I have. So I don't hit them all, but the ones that I hit tend to be very, very good, and that's why we continue to do this, man. You're starting to drift. This whole thing is starting to drift into something I'm not really comfortable talking about, because I don't want anybody trading on anything I say. Aside from use other people's money to buy AMP, I'm very, very comfortable saying that I don't want anybody trading on anything that I put out, man. It is your money, and I don't want to be obligated for your money. That's it. I'm more than happy to tell you what I did, but I will never tell you what I think you should do. All right, that's your money. Belle, please carry on. I'm uncomfortable right here.
All right. So Ryan Moore and D Gully are kind of tag teaming on this one.
Okay.
Ryan starts off. Can we hold a vote that Belle has to be dressed as Catwoman every stream? And D Gully followed that up with or Celine from Underworld.
I'm comfortable with either of those. I say that's probably good. Emery, what do you think? Should Belle be dressing up as the Catwoman?
I know Belle's preference, that's for sure.
Yeah, she likes the Celine thing, doesn't she? Is that where she wants to be?
Hey, if someone wants to get me the actual corset for Celine from Underworld, I'll do it. I will wear that thing every live stream.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here on the podcast. You know what? We do have a shipping address. If you want to send her the corset, she will damn sure wear it. We aim to please is what I'm getting at. And I'm going to guess, based on that question, that we're pretty much coming to the end of this, Belle, or am I off base?
We are coming to the end of it, yes.
Well, I'm about talked out. I'm sure you can hear how nasally I am right now, guys. I'm a little bit talked out. So, Belle, if you could please take it away. 2 minutes or 60 seconds. That's all you get. Talk us up, talk us out. And, guys, look, I had a ball tonight. I don't know if you could tell, but I really love the live streams, man. There's nothing like working without a net. There's nothing like interacting with the audience. I don't care if there were 2 people here, man. I'd still be doing the same show, the same thing, the same amount of aggression and passion. I believe in this. I believe in the products. I believe in what we are doing here. I believe that we are building a better financial future for ourselves, our kids, our grandchildren. And I will do anything I can to continue carrying this on. If we, you know what? Okay, we're all done with that. Belle, take it away. 60 seconds. It's all yours. I'm going on mute.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do thank each and every one of you who joined us on this special Monday night edition of the podcast. With that being said, we appreciate all the questions. We appreciate all the comments. We do hope you enjoyed the costumes tonight. Apparently, some of you did because you want more of it. We will be. And look, D Gully 33 is chiming in with a $10 super chat.
He wants you in that corset, huh? You take care of that.
He does want me in that corset.
I have costumes lined up. All right, guys. I'm a big fan of Halloween. If you want to catch our Thursday live stream, I promise I'll be in something else. I'm a big fan of it. I can't wait for Christmas so I can start giving away crypto. I think that's a fun little way to end it. I'm sorry, Belle, I interrupted. Please carry on.
That's okay, because I'm dying laughing at legit crypto's comment that I look like either Catwoman or some kind of dominatrix sky pirate steampunk.
Sky pirate? I won't even ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, now with that being said, we are planning on coming back to you with more material. If anything breaks, you will definitely hear about it from us first. Now, with that being said, I know I will not be on Saturday night, sad face. I will be joining Emery and getting into trouble, or trying to keep people out of it. Good luck. But we do thank each and every one of you guys. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, comments, feedback of any kind, feel free to send Scott and I an email. Our email addresses are on the splash screen.
And I guess that's it. Thanks, guys. we are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.